Crack Distributors Radio.
I woke up this morning with murder on my mind. My nigga about to hit me with another cold weight burner.
Captain, it's your boy Freddie Gibbs. I'm rocking with CDR on PNC Radio. Smoke some. Shut up.
Recently, you were on the cover of LA Weekly.
Yeah.
And I believe it is that you're the first solo rap
I'm the
artist.
first niggas is the niggas with attitude.
Since NWA
Yes,
to be on the cover of LA Weekly.
Yeah,
I believe you've spoken this before, but for the CDR audience out there, how did it feel to you getting such a privilege like that to be on the cover of LA Weekly? Even with all the controversy, you don't care about the haters.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Fuck the haters. But, I mean, you know, Jeff, shouts out to Jeff Weiss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta keep, shouting you out, Jeff. But, Jeff came through the crib, you know what I mean? I was sitting there getting blowed, and the nigga talked to me for, a couple hours, and, a couple weeks later, the shit was on the cover. I didn't expect it to be on the cover. I looked at it like, it's an interview. I approach every interview the same, you know what I mean? It's a blessing to even get the interview.
Yeah.
So to get the cover was just like, oh, man, God, I did my good deed to somebody last week, so it was all love.
And, for artists who talks about real honesty, speaks about the street, and just speaks about real life, you don't get much play from big media outlets and publications, but like so far, I believe with the Tribune, the New Yorker, was it?
Yeah, New Yorker.
Yeah.
Or Sasha Jones. Shouts out to you.
How does it feel with you being an artist who represents the street to now be getting this love from major publications like that?
It just showed me, man, that my music, man, span, way past the ghetto. Like, you know what I mean? If you a motherfucking one of these buildings in Wall Street, you probably relate, you know what I mean? It'll probably touch you in some way because of the way that I describe it, you know what I mean? It's the most vivid depiction you can get because it's all real.
In the last few months, man, I've seen the mixtapes that you put out there. They're like albums.
Yeah.
A lot of people are putting out projects right now that, they don't want to give their all on some projects, trying to hold back a little bit because they know they got to keep it current with mixtapes. So why are you putting out projects that can be compared to albums right now?
Them motherfuckers is afraid. They afraid that if they, bust they big nut on this mixtape, that they ain't gonna have shit ready for the album.
Exactly.
But me, it's like, man, I approach every single project the same, you know what I mean? Whether it's an album or a mixtape, I'm gonna, construct something that you can listen to front to back. So that's what I'm all about, man. I'm gonna do my shit. These niggas just scary in the booth. I'm gonna do what I gotta do regardless, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a mixtape or an album, it's gonna sound the same.
And you gotta tell me about the content that you talk about, like we talked about in the last segment. You keep it real honest with the listener itself. And if we look at your history, it reads off as what you talk about in your lyrics.
Exactly, because that's exactly what it is, man. I don't talk about nothing fake, fraudulent, or phony, man. I mean, everything about me is out there in print, you know what I mean? My record is out there. There ain't no shit that I ain't snitch on no nigga in 98. I ain't do nothing crazy. Ain't shit like that, you know what I mean? I'm giving everybody my strengths as well as my vulnerabilities. I'm a human being, man, at the end of the day. And it ain't enough human beings in the rap game. All these niggas is super thugs, and they ain't that.
That's real, and they really aren't, man.
They are not that.
Not that at all. If we talk about, recently you've been working with a lot of rappers in the game who you're coming up with right now as far as being emerging artists. What's the dream collaboration for Freddie Gibbs? I'm really interested to know that question.
Dream collab with me, shit. Niggas, too many niggas dead for me to get my shit collab, but I definitely wanted to work with Pimp C before he died. I did the Iodine Poison record, and out of respect for him. My dream collab, I want to do a record with Face and Beans. I think that shit would be dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Face. Like I said, my first tape was a Scarface tape. So definitely Face, you know what I'm saying? The new cast is coming out, you know what I'm saying? The homeboy J-Rock, Hill. I definitely gets it in with them. Nipsey, shit, I live out there in LA, so, it's all love, and, in the Midwest, I want to do things with Bone and Twist and stuff like that. I just want to work, man. I'm out here, trying to do good music, trying to, bring this, like you said, so-called real shit back in the game.
If there was a young man here right now who is where you were at 10 years ago, or let's say 7 years ago, what advice would you give him right now?
Get a job, nigga, do something. Go to school, nigga, go to school. Don't, please don't, go down the same path I did because, everybody ain't fortunate enough to make it. It's been situations where I could be, in the pen, situations where I could be dead right now, you know what I mean? It's just by the grace of God I made it out of, and, if you ain't, got the same luck or faith in God that I got, you might not, be as fortunate, you know what I mean? So, definitely solidify your future, go to school. I got a little brother, my younger brother, he's younger than me, know what I'm saying? He in medical school.
Oh, that's right.
So it just show you, you know what I mean, that, your environment definitely has something to do with, your upbringing and all of that. But, if you get pointed in the right direction, you can go in the right direction, you know what I'm saying? I pointed my little brother in the right direction. He saw the shit that I was doing. He witnessed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, I put it in him, you know what I mean, I didn't scare him with it, you know what I mean? He was well aware, but, you know what I mean, it made him think, you know what I mean? And if I could do that with my little brother, I could do that with a bunch of young brothers around the nation, you know what I mean, with this music. So that's how I figure,
That's real rap right there.
That's real shit. That's real gangster shit. You faggot. That's real gangster shit. Each one teach one. Point a nigga in the right direction and quit trying to put a nigga on some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
And, just tell niggas what it is out here and let them see it for themselves. But never point a nigga in the wrong direction.
Give a nigga one reason, I need niggas leaking. Hey bitch, fuck with me, what's up? Not gon' let bitch niggas not me.